Hi, Clara here, the Mad Medic. I just thought I'd make this video this evening about whether I'm worried that studying medicine and becoming a doctor will lead to relapse. Short answer, no, I'm not. I'll tell you why. A little bit of background. It took me a really long time to get better. I was ill for probably about 12 or 13 years, I'm not sure. And during that time, I tried literally half or 3/4 of the medications available in the BNF. It was literally like, do. If this doesn't work, we'll try the next one. And if that doesn't work, we'll try the next one. I also had plenty of therapy. I did cognitive analytical therapy. I did art therapy. I did transactional analysis. I did compassion focused therapy. And then I also had a lot of ECT as well. I had that for I think it was about a year and a half, but I may be wrong, whereas most people have about 10 sessions. So I had twice a week for that length of time, which was a really long time to keep having it. But yeah, every time I stopped having it, I sort of relapsed again, so they'd start it up again, and it was a bit of a nightmare, really. Once I found a medication that worked for me, it was like miraculous, like honestly. Well, it's not really a medication, it's more a combination of medications, because I do take quite a lot. I take 2 antidepressants, venlafaxine and vortioxetine. I also take lithium, and I also take olanzapine, which I think I've talked about in other videos. So I was taking venlafaxine for quite a long time, and then they added in vortioxetine, which is the thing that sort of just turned it around. I think it was the combination just sort of worked for me. So yeah, it was quite strange. Within like 4 or 5 weeks after I'd been ill for that length of time, something just clicked, and I felt so much better. It wasn't the end of the story. I then had the compassion focused therapy at that time, which was really helpful. Like it kind of says in the name, of being compassionate to myself and allowing myself to sort of heal and be compassionate, say to myself like it wasn't my fault, and find ways of self-soothing and dealing with difficult emotions and things like that, which was really helpful. That was back in, I think, about 2020, 2021. I think also around that time I started working for the first time. I started with voluntary work, and then as a result of the voluntary work, I got offered paid employment, which was actually for Mind. So it was really good to work for a mental health charity. I had a few different roles with them, and then I went on to do healthcare support work, and now I do phlebotomy as well as peer support work, where I support people who've been through similar experiences to myself. So that's a bit about getting better. I think that going back to work really helped. It was kind of the right time to start things, and while I still don't work full time, that's not because I don't want to. That's more because of the opportunities that were available to me at that time. I think one of the big things about studying medicine is that it will be full time, and it's going to be hardcore learning, studying, placement. It's going to be full on. And I know that a lot of people around me have concerns that it's going to be the thing that makes me deteriorate again. But I've been working, I travel, I do stuff in my spare time, I enjoy my life, I've got things back on track, I exercise, I take my medication, I make sure that things like my lithium levels are always right, I get my bloods done regularly, I'm maintaining everything, I eat healthily most of the time. And I think all of those things together are sort of, as well as the skills that I've learned over that time, are the things that are going to keep me well. And I think there is a risk that if I go into study medicine, I won't cope. But I'm really, really prepared to take that risk. And it's what I want to do. It's my dream. It's my passion. And I think in the long term, if I don't try and follow my dreams, that's going to be harder for me, and that's going to be more sort of disheartening and upsetting to me. And I don't want to get into that spiral, a downward spiral of, oh, well, I've not done anything good in my life, or I've not done what I wanted to do and I'm just a failure and all of that sort of things. It's like I could relapse because of anything really. If my lithium levels drop, if, you know, my medication, if I don't take my medication quite right, or if anything else in my life just happens, or I could just relapse for like no reason at all. Nothing that I've done could cause that relapse and I could still relapse. So for me to take the risk of going and studying medicine and following my dreams and hopefully making myself very, very happy by doing that, I think it's worth it. And, you know, it's a hard one. You know, I feel like I'm at a time in my life where so many things are going right, and I feel like this is just going to be the icing on the cake, and it is going to be the last thing that I'm going to do, and it's going to keep me well because I'm going to strive to do it, and I'm going to enjoy doing it, and I'm going to love what I do, and I love helping people now already. I love my role, my two roles in terms of the people that I get to meet, the people that I get to help, and medicine is just going to be an extension of that. I'm just going to be in a different environment and a different role. So I'm hoping that, yeah, it will really help me in my recovery, and I really hope that as a doctor I can work to change things. Like, I'm not sure 100% what I want to do as a doctor. I'm not sure what speciality I want to go into. I've kind of got psychiatry in the back of my mind, thinking maybe that's the one to be sort of a catalyst for change, really, in terms of the way that people with mental health issues are dealt with and things like that, and my lived experience could really help people. But I understand as well that doing psychiatry, there would be a lot of triggers about things that have caused me trauma within my mental health and things like that. So the other thing that I keep thinking about doing is general practice. But, you know, you never know. You might get to medical school and then suddenly be like, oh, haematology is the thing for me. You know, I love blood, but I don't know yet. So let's see. But yeah, that's a little glimpse and a bit of insight into whether I think that medicine could make me ill. It could, but I'm hoping that it doesn't, and I'm hoping that I'll have the right support in place should it get bad, should things start to deteriorate. And I hope that I've got it in my mind now who to contact if anything happens, what to do, the first steps. You know, like even if there's like that little glimpse of things are starting to deteriorate, I think there's enough people around me who would spot it, and I think I would spot it within myself. And we know what works in terms of treatment now. So as long as I stay stable on it all, I don't have any bright ideas to come off medication and things like that, I think, you know, yeah, let's see. Let's hope for the best.